Mm, your favorite episode coming up. Okay.
Mm.
Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence and I discuss writing and publishing and author mindset and everything in between.
Hi, Delport.
Flawless. Flawless.
Flawless. Chef's kiss.
I think that the viewers should know that JT is not a dirty girl. We are batching our content today, and I got cold, so I put a jersey on and I pinned back my hair. She is
And I'm
not,
still
in
wearing the
fact, wearing
same
the same
shirt.
shirt 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Your favorite type of episode today is strategy,
Yay. I do love
regrouping.
strategy.
Yes, both of us talking. I'm starting to love strategy. You're teaching me well.
Good.
So we will be regrouping and discussing our strategies and what we will be doing, how things perhaps have changed since our last session, which was quite a few episodes back.
It was, yeah.
Um, Before we talk about that, we would like to thank again our paid subscribers, Vicky Tate and Monique Thatcher. We are so, so, so grateful to you.
Thanks,
Um,
guys.
and and also just to let the paid subscribers know that, or the audience know that JT will be releasing some
Mm.
special content for them. Do you want to talk about that and just tell them what they can expect, just as a thank you from
Yeah.
us to them?
I realized the other day that I have not spoken about the book I wrote for indie authors. So 2 years ago, I put out a book. It's really like a 101 thing. It's for beginners. It's not for people of your experience, Delport. I think it might be a bit basic for you. Look, I'm not saying there won't be things in there that you didn't know, but I'm not sure it would be worth your time to read the whole book. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chapters and every week or maybe twice a week, I'm going to pop them on the Substack newsletter thing that we have. And I'll just quickly go through them and make sure it's up to date because it was 2 years ago. Some things wouldn't have changed and some things would have changed a lot. Like the AI chapter, I'm probably just going to have to do from scratch. I don't even know if it's worth doing a chapter on AI, to be honest. It's changing so quickly. But so I'm going to be like revising chapter by chapter, putting them on Substack. So you guys will get them as newsletters once or twice a week. And then when I'm done doing all of it, I'll put it all together in a book and then release a revised version.
Your updated would be great.
Yeah,
The industry is changing so fast. It's like
yeah.
2 years ago, I don't think translations existed.
Well,
Well, I
they
mean, they
did,
did, but in the traditional
yes,
way.
and they cost a fortune. But people like, oh, what's her name? Mari Force, I think. I think I'm talking about her. um, just dominated with translations because she's got such a huge backlist and she just like I think she even has a book about how to get translations right and like how to market in the different marketplaces and stuff. So it was a big thing, but for a very small amount of authors who could afford to translate.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Whereas now
Whereas
it's far more
now,
accessible
yeah, now it's affordable.
for those who are prepared to embrace technology,
Yes.
which
So,
I
but
do
that's a
now.
good point. I'll do a whole chapter on translations because it's definitely there's
Yes,
nothing in there on translation. So that's good
yes.
for that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it. Who wants to go first?
Uh,
Mama Bear go first because mine's small. Or should we go? Should we start with the least impressive of the two of us?
Go ahead,
Um,
Delport.
I mean, we both know it's not nothing if not honest on this podcast.
You are very impressive.
Okay.
You're an impressive person.
Oh, thank you, friend. Well, I do have all the personality. So, all
Exactly. As we have established over and over again.
right. So, few things. So, I'm just gonna spitball. Is that how they say?
Okay.
Is that what the kids say these days? In the 60s, I think they
Yeah, I
said
was
that.
gonna say, I think it was more of a 90s thing. Yeah.
Remember, I spoke to you briefly. So, remember, looking at my books holistically. So,
Mm.
um, I had some plans to bundle my Alyssa Dell stuff, which was really, really popular at one stage. I don't think I'm going to do that. Purely because that brand is just going to shift focus. They all stand alone. So even if I did bundle deal them, I just don't feel that it's a viable. At this point, I was like, if
Okay.
just leave the brand alone until
Okay.
later, maybe come back to it. Um, and that's because they're not in a series. I think I'm just messing with the formula that's not gonna. So although they're in the same genre, I think that that would just be not really viable.
Okay.
I
Well,
took
that's
that off
good
the
because
table.
you're sticking to the 80/20 rule, right? 80%
Yes.
of your income comes from 20% of your work. So you
Yes.
know that that wasn't a
Yes.
bestseller, so it's good to focus on the books that
The
are
stuff
building
that's
the
gonna, yes.
racehorses.
I love it. It'll always hold a special place in my heart. And moving on. So what is making me money? Firstly, I'm leaning hard into writing the two series. So I'm actually working on both simultaneously, and the
Yeah,
words are flowing. The words,
excellent.
I was winning the word wars the last time I checked. I think Rachel might have shot over me. I know you're not participating in this latest one. So still working on those and plan to like we've spoken about it, this I'm hoping the spicy romance you can publish, but if not, and you talk me through it, because I did have a question actually through our last episode that
Hmm.
occurred to me.
Okay.
But so what is making me money right now? Italy, national treasure, and
You know what
Germany.
we need
And
for you?
so
We need an Italian nickname for you.
I
What's
just
it like
think I get
Italian kisses or something? Isn't it like Dolce or something like that?
I don't know. We're gonna have to Google it. Maybe we can ask people to come up with the name. Let's
Yeah,
call
that's a
me
great
something
idea.
fantastic. Yeah, so I thought, okay, the Italians are making me money.
Okay.
The
Excellent.
translations, the
Yes.
translations are making me money. So my focus needs to be to get Guardians into at least five languages. I
Hmm.
think I'll do French and Dutch. And then I was going to ask you whether you thought Spanish or Brazil would be better for next. And then put up a secondary title just to assess if there's any read through. Because remember, in all of those translated countries, I only have that one series. So I'm not
Yeah.
getting any organic. So I thought I will probably do the Clock Keeper purely because it's also in that kind of genre.
Hmm.
So, and it's a standalone, and it'll be very easy to gauge if it's getting any sort of traction from the ads going to
Yes, because
series
you
one.
you won't put an ad on Clockkeeper, and
No,
then
I won't put any ad.
the reads you
Yeah.
get will probably be from the
Yeah.
original. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that'll just be a way to assess that. So it's five languages. So I'd like to increase my translated languages and put some ads on the first book and have a secondary title. Slowly start to put more
Mhm.
in there. I'd rather spend my money on that. I have been doing quite a bit of audio work just to get some audio out there, but I've limited myself to $11 a month and as many credits as that gets me, just to slow that down and also to keep some funds
Yeah.
in the bank. And
And
then
how much have you made on 11 Reader so far?
$40.
I think that's great. I mean,
I think
for
it cost me nothing.
it costs you nothing,
It's
hardly a lot of
quick.
time. Yeah.
I think though that 11 readers going to see a boom. I just feel like
Yeah.
it's the new way that people are going to be listening. So in that note, I'm starting to put my stuff on spoken
Yes.
because you don't get paid on spoken, but it's still in beta. And I just feel like, I mean, I know it was your initial idea, but I feel like those apps are just,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to put my books back on Audible.
Really? That's
No,
amazing. That's a
no,
big
I
call.
don't. Firstly, I would have to spend a lot of money on human narration because they won't take. So ACX, if you want to do their digital voice, you
Mm.
have to basically do like a KU program.
Yes.
So, and I just feel like Spotify is. I feel like Audible is our age and above, and I feel like the new people coming through are
Yeah.
not. My audiobooks never sold well enough for me to now justify going and doing 28 books in Audible. Maybe future releases, but not my backlist. No,
Hmm.
my backlist will be on my YouTube channel, 11 Reader, and
Spoken.
Spotify spoken, and also Spotify Find a Way.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so that takes a bit of time. That's why I've limited myself to credit. So I'm doing that slowly. But yeah, so focus on the translations, get the two books written, and then there was something else that was big. That's what I've blanked on that I wanted to
Mm.
tell you about. And do you think I can remember it? So that's kind of my strategy. Now, I was going to ask you if, because of our conversations now that we've had about and obviously the viewers would have watched these episodes about the spicy, steamy romance.
Yes.
Um, if it doesn't ultimately fit in Blair Butler, I was just thinking, do you think from a financial standpoint then, if that doesn't pan out and it's not a fit and it doesn't work out, that I should possibly just launch it and put money ad spend on foreign territory? If I look at the money that I'm making coming back from
Mm.
Guardians,
Yeah.
obviously it would be small ad spend. And again, I kind of wanted to level that up a lot faster, which is why I've been chatting to you about it. But
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if it doesn't pan out, like what would your plan be for me? What would you think would be the best thing to do then in that instance?
So, Pre-orders are great on the European marketplaces. So
Oh,
I would definitely go like I would come up with a pre-order first strategy for that. So let's
okay.
say we're doing Italian. I would put up book one in Italian and have a link to book two. How fast do you think you can write these books?
I think I could probably finish, if I guess it, a book a month.
Okay, so let's say a book a month plus a few months buffer.
Yeah.
So let's say a
But
year.
like we spoke about, book one was easy. Book two
Yes.
is coming out easy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Book
too
five is
easy
going to be
because,
hard.
and that's what I'm saying. I could hit
Yeah.
at a wall. And also, you have pointed out some stuff that I might think it's easy, but it's because it's not quite right yet.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So
So I'll
yeah,
wait for
that's
Teresa's feedback too on that.
yes.
Um,
Okay, but this doesn't change
the
the
strategy.
strategy because what I'll do is release that book one with a link to book two. I would put up all the pre-orders from book two to book six in Italian, because you know you can put your pre-order to a year in advance now. So you'll have a year to finish that series. I think you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Then, if someone reads book one, they might end up pre-ordering the rest of the series. I can't believe how successful my pre-orders have been in Italy and in the different marketplaces. It's definitely not as easy
And
in the
is this
States
with ads or without ads?
with ads, but you'll run an ad to that first book, but a small spend ad, and
To a
see
pre-order
how it
of the
goes.
first book, not a
No,
full book.
I would publish the first book and
Okay.
do pre-orders on the rest of them, and yeah, and just see how it goes. But pre-order is a big commitment because you'll lose your pre-order privilege if you don't
Yeah,
deliver.
yeah, yeah,
So you have to think quite carefully about like, are you really going to write six books in the series?
yeah.
Or do you want to commit to three for now, and in a few months' time, do the next few if you think, okay, that's what I did actually. It was going to be a three-book series, and then I committed to six. So it took a while for me to commit to all six pre-order wise. Because I didn't know that like let's just talk about Italy. I didn't know that Italians were so good at pre-ordering. So if I'd known
Okay.
that, I probably would have just committed to all six and just done it
Yes.
upfront. Because locking in those sales is so great.
Do you put pre-order links to books ones through six, or do you just put the next into the
No, just to
previous?
the next one. And I find that a lot of people probably don't even use the link. They just go to the series page and just one click buy them all. Because
Okay.
that's how my pre-orders come through often. It's just like book three, book four, book five. Poof.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Okay, so look, that's still up in the air, but that's something that I need to, well, we obviously need to,
Yeah, we'll talk about it. You'll decide if you
yeah.
want to publish it on your own, or I can publish it for you, or if there's a quite a big rewrite, it could maybe be part of the Blair Butler stable, but it's not looking like it at the moment. But I am happy to publish it for you. But knowing what you know now, I think you could do a really good job publishing it yourself, and then you don't have to share royalties. So
No,
think about it.
that still doesn't appeal to me. It does appeal to me, but I would rather do
Yes,
that in one stable. Do you know what I mean?
yes, yes.
In like a, because it's just find that it's like, it's just a lot. I'm finding that there's
It's a
just a
lot.
lot. It's
It's
just a lot.
overwhelming. Yeah,
That is me. That is kind of my strategy, right out of my boots, and keep mastering Facebook ads. And we discussed this in the first short recap, that I have put my US Facebook ads on hold. Probably for, I'd say 2 months. I would say I'll
yeah,
relook at them like the beginning of September,
yeah. I think that's a great plan.
and let the foreign market ads that are actually making me money just build some momentum, get some, know that
Yeah.
there's some money coming in. And also,
Yeah.
I still have a lot to learn in those markets, because these two great winning ads that I have that are working, I have no idea how to start doing when they start dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so there's still a lot of learning for me. So I think, yeah, until I know a little bit more, I'm just going to hold on the American and focus a little bit more on getting more languages and see if I can gain traction in other markets. Because if I've got profit coming in everywhere, then that's eventually going to give me a
Exactly.
pool that I can now really start playing in the
Exactly.
US. Yeah,
Okay,
I do
so
want to look at UK and Australia's on my list.
yeah,
I don't know if you found that those are worth it or not.
I absolutely love them. I when I started making money with Facebook ads, I was making the most with US, and then I'd make half, like let's say I was making $1,000 a day on US, then half of that would be UK. So it'd be US 1,000, UK 500, then it would be Australia 250, and then
Okay.
Canada would be like half of that. It was very neat, and that's how
Okay.
it worked. And it kept on going for months and months and months. And over the last few months, that my English title royalties have been slowly going down. I'm also reducing ad spend though, so I think it's a bit of fatiguing ads, lower ad spend, and also I think that Facebook often shows my ads to the same people. Even
Okay.
when I do a brand new ad for an urban fantasy series, they'll show it to the
Okay.
people that they've showed my other five fantasy ads to.
Uh,
And you know how I know this is because when I go in to invite people to like the Facebook page,
they've
most
already
of them
liked
are already
it.
invited. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's
So
part of
you
that.
said that when it started, you had that kind of very neat 100,
Yes,
100 to 50, 25.
yes.
And now?
Now it's like so out of whack because the US is
Okay.
still my strongest, then it's Germany,
Oh, got you. Okay.
then
Okay.
it's
So if
UK,
I
then
wanted
it's
to test UK or Australia, which would you recommend I do first for urban fantasy?
I think I'll go UK.
Okay.
I think it's much of a muchness,
Okay.
but UK was a better market for me, so I would say UK. And don't forget
Cool.
that Germany's readership, there are more readers in Germany than there are in the UK.
You're joking.
I know. I didn't believe it either. But Teddy Smith, he's the guy who did the publishing performance app that I'm enjoying. And we must do an ad,
Yes.
a podcast on Amazon ads because I'm learning
I'm
and yeah, I'd like to talk about publishing performance because it does seem to be a good program. But the
going to put
jury's
it
still
into our
out.
next week while we are talking here.
Okay, great. But Teddy said, he said Germany is a bigger market than the UK. And I was like, Absolutely not. You know, you can't be serious." And it's
Yeah.
true.
I think we should also do an episode on tech for writers. What can we not live without?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The apps that we use, the tech we use, the
And then
okay.
we send them to Scrivener and the guys and say, "Would you like to sponsor us?
Yes,
Sponsor the
100%.
show."
This is how it happens.
Okay, so
Okay.
Delport, get this right. Your strategy is basically you're going to be writing these two series as fast as you can. You're going to be focusing on translations and audio, and you're going to keep learning your Facebook ads. Is that right?
Yes, that's it
Okay,
in a
great.
nutshell, 100%.
Okay, great. So
Um,
the two things we haven't spoken about in that list is what about your urban fantasy series? How are you feeling about it? When are you gonna write that? When are you gonna wrap it up? What are your plans? Hmm.
I finally remembered the thing that I've been like
Yay.
sitting going, "Grr." Okay, so do you know how you said, oh, she's gonna be so smug. So
I
do
can't
you
get more
remember?
smug than I am
No,
already, so
friend.
don't worry.
Okay, so you know how you said I should be writing romantasy?
Yes.
So I went, okay, the series I have with Micah, so I see this as two separate things. I have a series of Micah and I have a series of my own. The series I have with Micah is very much urban fantasy. So what I did was I had a very long conversation with Lex and asked to find out where Guardian lies. Because you know, with me, it's I think a weakness I've always had. I struggle to what would you call it? Like put my books to this is where they belong. Shadow Magic, I know 100% is urban fantasy.
To
So
categorize your books.
categorize. Thank you. Thank you. The words weren't waiting. So um it turns out so I said remember it's not romantic because it's not spicy. So it turns out that what changes urban fantasy to romantasy is if the romance is key to the story, then if you took the romance out and the story could hold its own, then it is urban fantasy. If you put the romance, take the romance out and the story falls apart, it is romantasy. The romance is key to the plot. So,
Okay.
Guardians of Summerfeld, there is literally a chosen one prophecy that these two have to be together, which actually means Guardians is probably no spice romantasy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I thought romantasy meant spice.
I mean, honestly, I think that is what most people think. I think if you say
Yeah,
romantasy, it comes with the connotation of
that
spice.
there's spice.
But I
So
mean, it's not necessarily true,
no, so
as
so
you'll
then I
learn.
thought, okay, so if that is the case, if that is the case, then I could be doing a romantasy
Hmm.
And I can step up the spice without it being, I mean, Sarah J. Maas went from that to Nesta's 50 Shades of Cathy and Pants. I nearly died. Because I had recommended that series to so many teenagers, and then I had to like go running around telling parents, don't let them read book 5,
Mhm.
whatever you do, because it is on. Anyway, long story short, so I did think I must mention it to you because I know you've always said, why aren't you writing romantasy? So I think what I'm writing is kind of romantasy, but
Okay.
all it does is it kind of shifts when I'm writing now. I am
Mhm.
leaning more into my, and I do like the romance. So this urban fantasy that I'm writing might actually be a bit more romantasy, but it will still be perfectly aligned to Market with Guardians.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that'll be nice because then at least if I have ads, if I point them to the new series, Guardians should pick up Tailwind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's such a great idea for you to write romantasy because it's what you love.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
of Fourth Wing, it's lots of action, lots of
Yeah.
dragons, lots of stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of steam, but it's
No,
not
it's
as
not
steamy.
overly steamy.
It's really not. They're
It's
like a
not,
few
no.
scenes at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
And I know it does step up later. I haven't read the subsequent books yet. It does step up later. But like it's not like extra spice. Definitely not.
No. So yeah, so that was interesting, and I think it means that I have the start of a new stable or a romantasy stable,
Mm,
and I can then lean a little bit into that, which is what you kind of said I should be doing.
mm.
But I was worried because it's like, oh, I don't want to start again. I don't want to start
Yes.
again.
But it's not
I,
starting again. It's not.
no,
It's
no.
very much in the same wheelhouse.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is, yeah, something that
Yeah,
I
well,
just wanted to
that makes me
mention.
very happy
Yes,
because I think it's
yay
going to make it a lot easier for
And
us. Okay, excellent.
yeah.
Okay, and then there's one other thing you haven't mentioned, which you know that I will always talk about when we talk about
Oh,
strategy. Delport, do you want to be a six-figure author? Do you want to be a six-figure author? Just answer the
I
question.
do, and I agree with you. Physically can't afford it. There's just no way. Like, I'm thinking I've got to pay Teresa, and I'm going like, and
Hmm.
I've just been bleeding money between
Yeah,
translations and edits, and because I mean,
yes.
I still need a human editor. Then I had to subscribe. It was ChatGPT and Midjourney, and like, so that money that I'm getting is actually keeping me afloat to be able to create new covers, do translate, like that sort of thing.
When we talk about strategy, just because you're not ready to do it now,
Oh, it
that
doesn't mean we don't include it.
that should honestly be the top of your list because that is going to
Okay.
make you a six-figure author.
Yeah.
Not translations, not audio, da da da. That's all great, and it's multiple streams of income, and it's brilliant. But you need a six-book series to sell really well in KU if you want to be a six-figure author.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have that for a long time if you're going to write them from scratch now. So even if you're not ready to buy your rights back, it should be top of your list because that is the thing that's going to bring in the money.
Uh,
Sorry,
I
the people
agree with
listening
you, and
probably
I
have no
just,
idea what we're talking about. I'm trying to convince Delport to buy her rights back on her best-selling six-book series
yeah.
that is published by Moanic Press, the same people who published my books. And when I bought my rights back, they just did really, really well. And
Yes, they did.
basically, my life changed.
So, two things there. So, I agree and I disagree. So, the thing is, when I do write, this is why I'm trying to almost streamline so that I'm doing more writing than anything else, is
Good.
because I do think that I can get out a six-book series a year comfortably
Yes.
if I hit that pace. Okay.
Yes. Writing fast is your superpower, and we're definitely
Yes.
leaning into that. We've decided that. Yes.
Yes. And also, and I know you said, and I agree with you, I need to get over my fear of Amazon and everything, but I still always will love the hybrid approach. You know how, like, you always say, like, you're trying to make your business, what's the
More
word that you always use?
resilient.
Resilient in case something
Yeah.
happens to Amazon or Facebook. With me, I like that I have something with there and so that if something goes wrong, I don't suddenly lose my entire income. And I know you say I'm stop being afraid of Amazon, but it is the reality that my whole business is in Amazon, right? So if something did happen to my account or something, and this coming from someone who's lost a Meta account before, so it
Mm,
doesn't
mm,
seem like the most unrealistic thing. I do
yeah.
like the safety net. It's also one of the reasons why I'd love you to give this the spicy one to
Mm,
you. Like I think if something happens, then I've still got revenue coming in. I love a hybrid approach and I like having different. I know you like the slick, streamlined funnel, like it must all come down to you, but I actually quite like having like little bits of relying on someone for that, but also it's a bit of a safety net there, and then I don't hate it.
yeah, but do you like
I know
money? Do you
you
like more
hate
money?
it. I love money.
What do you like more? Do you like money more, or do you like having little things here and there and la 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 la?
I don't want to, I'm not ready to have all my eggs in one basket. Do you know what I mean?
But will they be in one basket? They won't be in one basket because you are doing translations, you're doing
No, no,
audiobooks.
no, but I mean all my books under my Amazon umbrella, like boom. Like I think once I am in a better position financially,
Yeah.
with leveling up like we've been doing, I've taken on a lot more expenses, like
Yes.
monthly fixed expenses. So I
Yes.
think it's also just kind of adjusting to a new normal and being
Mm-hmm.
like and using that funds like channeling. But I
Yes.
think and also because it's so far out for that first, I think once I start seeing that money coming in,
Yes.
it's going to be different. But for
It will
now,
be
we're still
different.
a long way from there. I feel like I'm like on a little rowboat going, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you're saying, give up your propeller, your little half-working propeller. Even that little half-working propeller is better than no propeller.
No, I'm saying get two propellers. As you know, I am always going to talk to you about this when we're talking about
Yes,
strategy.
yes,
I never
yes.
expect you to say, you know what, JT,
Do it
you're right,
tomorrow.
and I'm going to buy
Yeah,
my rights back tomorrow. I know that's not going to happen.
yeah, yeah,
But if
yeah.
I don't keep hacking you about it,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I
It's
think
not
you're
going to
going to
happen
put it
at
off.
all.
You're going to put it off because it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation. It's going to cost you money to get your rights back. You're nervous of Amazon. You've got all these reasons to not do it. And you're just going
Yeah.
to put it off because that's the easier thing to do. As soon as you can afford it, you get those rights back and you leverage the hell out of that series because you are
You see, that's
there's
another
so
thing,
much
friend,
money
is
on the
I haven't,
table.
except that I haven't cracked US ads yet. So I'm
So,
not leaving anything on the table now because if
so
I get it
what?
back,
Do you know
it'll,
how much money I'm making in Germany on my urban
yeah,
fantasy?
yeah. So you know what? You know why I like that you keep bringing it up though, even though it's an uncomfortable conversation. It's because every time you bring it up, I write faster.
That's good.
I just write that much faster because I'm like, at least the next time she asks, I'll be able to say, I've almost got a new series. Can we just focus on getting that one successful first?
Yeah, very
But I
good.
am grateful, and I know why you bring it up, and I do know your strategy wise. But but just for now, I 100% need
Yeah,
that revenue, and yeah, maybe when I crack the US ads, I'm going to think it'll probably be like a straight shift. I'll be like,
yeah,
oof. But for
yes,
now, I'm like,
yeah, yes,
so this is also why I do want to get this and I know it needs fixing. But like I thought the spicy romance would be because it's written and because it's coming out fast, like it'll be almost like
yes.
money coming in quickly, much more quickly.
Mm,
If you take it, it obviously will come in quicker because although I don't know, maybe I will get it firing quicker in the foreign markets. But
mm,
I'm trying to think of ways to get like revenue coming in quickly. Do you know what I mean?
mm. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, for people watching and that it's difficult if someone like I think of someone who's not selling at all,
Mm,
who's maybe in like a job where they're on the breadline
mm.
that's really, really hard to find any because even if you do a $3 a day ad, $3 times 30, that's 90, 180. That's it's still you got to find about $300
Yeah.
just to make it to, do you know what I mean?
I
So
know what you mean. It's business, it costs money to
yeah.
start a business.
I think the best thing would be to go and get a loan or max it, take a credit card. And that's what I did. I took one of my credit cards and I was like, okay, I'm gonna run the ads with
Mm,
this money. I know it's gonna come back because
yeah,
we're watching it every day. Like as it stands right now. Even with all the US testing, I'm not out of pocket, barring my translation costs. But the
yes.
actual ad spend, I'm not out of pocket. It's been a lot of testing, but from now it's only going to get better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and obviously I'd never recommend someone taking a loan or getting credit to spend on Facebook ads if they don't know how it's performing. But we are watching them like a hawk and we
Yes,
can see
daily.
the ROI is green. And as
Yes.
long as you show about that, then it is absolutely responsible to borrow money because
Yeah.
that's what
Well, I'm
businesses
thinking
do,
I don't
right?
want to turn my ads off. I'm thinking, okay, if I get to like say the end of July and I'm
Mm,
starting to run short on cash, I'm like, I don't want to turn my ads off for those 2 weeks or like I don't want to do that. So
yeah.
I'm like thinking, oh, maybe I can borrow some money.
It's killing me because I've had to spend like $300 a day less on my Facebook ads because I'm trying to save money up to pay my kid the last
Yes, your final
year.
payment.
So like that
That's a
requires
lot.
that's a lot.
That's coming
So I'm
down a
like
lot.
I'm like scrimping and saving where I can, which I'm not used to, and I don't like it because like so this month has been my best month
Because you don't
ever.
like to leave money on the table.
Exactly, Delport. And you know what I hate is losing momentum because momentum is
Yes.
so difficult to get in this business. It's so freaking
And
difficult.
does it dip? So when you say, have you turned off ads or just lowered ad spend across the
I've
board?
turned off some expensive ads like I usually do anyway, but I've
Okay.
lowered the budget on a lot of like my favorite ads that are doing well just because I
Um,
have to, because I need this money to pay Micah.
money, yes.
And my English title royalties are going down. And it hurts
Um,
so much. It really
yeah.
does. Because if I had the money I usually have in a month for ad spend, I could probably get to 60K this month.
Oh, wow. Yes, you've had
So
your best month ever. Do you want to give us those figures quickly before we talk about your strategy? Are we done? Are we done with mine? Can
I
I?
think we're done with your strategy. Yes, we are done with your strategy.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a lot to say with strategy because it's very similar. It hasn't changed a lot since we
Yes,
last
yours is
spoke.
still going, yeah.
It's still translations like yours. It's still audio like yours. And then my main other thing is non-KU income, right? And I
Mm,
need, now just having talked about cash flow, because I need better cash flow. If you depend on KU for your income, it's so hard because of the
yeah.
60 to 90 day settlement period, right? So that's why I'm really trying to get as much direct sales stuff going as I can. So what does that mean? That means Kickstarter. It means direct sales, it means TikTok shop, and then like things like 11 Reader, where they pay you quite quickly. We haven't actually worked out when they pay you, but we know that it's quite quick.
I figured it out. So the reason
Okay.
I'm getting paid in that random way, that actually comes down to your Stripe settings.
Oh, Stripe
So
setting.
11 Readers obviously releasing the money as thingy. I don't know how often, but Stripe is the one that you decide you want to get
Uh,
paid every Monday or do you want to get paid? So maybe I couldn't
okay.
figure out what was so it was the Stripe
Yes.
thing. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it was the
Okay, brilliant.
Stripe
And,
thing.
and they don't say so on the site. So I was like, what is this? This is weird. That's like I want cash now. That's my strategy at
Yes.
the moment, cash now. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then of course writing my third Urban Fantasy series starting in
I thought
August.
you weren't. Oh, you're starting in August. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't going to start till August, but now I've had this idea. So now, like, so, and I'm going to have so much time on the train. The train ride to London is 4.5 hours.
Okay.
So I'm going to have that time to write. It's like, it's such a good writing time for me, away from the kids, away from responsibilities. I can just get words down like nowhere else. And
Yes.
I just think, maybe I'll just like make a start. Maybe I'll just write the first chapter. And
Yeah,
that means
because
that I'll
there's
be
no
looking at
pressure.
tropes this weekend. Yeah, no pressure.
And getting
And
ahead of it will be so nice. Like
yeah,
just to
just like
be ahead
having,
of your
yeah.
word count for a
Yeah,
change.
yeah, exactly. So
Where in
yeah.
the world is Lloyd? Got spotted. So you are writing only from August. For now, you just marketing, throwing ads at everything, including the kitchen sink,
Throwing
but
ads, but
dialing it back.
also dialing it back because I need to make a massive payment in
And then
at
it's
the
going to
end of
be
August.
smooth sailing.
Well,
So
then I
you
have
might
to
have a bit of a
pay.
dip.
Yeah, I think that I might have a bit of a dip next month and the next month. It might be 2 months in a row, which will be very hard for me. Very hard for my mental health because my mental health is directly tied to my sales graph.
I love
Is what I've learned over the years. My life can be
that.
like really bad, but if my sales are good, like
You like, yes.
everything's okay. Everything's good. When are we doing our Prosecco hike in the hills of
I
Italy?
know, I know, I
When?
know. It has to happen. That I was actually talking about it. We were out for dinner on Tuesday, a friend's birthday, and I was like, "Oh, this is happening. Prosecco hike in Italy is happening."
It's happening.
That is my goal. Like as soon as I am making the money that that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
Excellent. I
I'm
will
so
be there.
excited. Okay, so friends, so I need to get up a pre-order for this 5 day as soon as we know what's happening, and I need to get 4 languages. Focus on those 4 languages. You know what, friend? If I can make a 50% ROI in 4 languages, spending $10 a day, well,
Yes.
it's really going to help.
Yes.
It's really going to help, and
Yeah,
also it's little amounts that I can play with and toy with until I really know what I'm doing.
exactly.
Okay, and I'm going to my other strategies that I'm going to be putting up in Facebook ads with my kick-ass video this
Awesome.
afternoon. And I'll be able to
Awesome.
feed that back. I think we should include that also in our tech interview.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Let's do that. Oh,
I
I'm
think
so
it'll be a
excited to
nice
start
one.
video ads. Oh,
I
can't
hope they
wait.
work. I've got some really good video. I'm going to send them to you straight after this, and you're going to die.
Okay. I want to die.
You're going to die. It's so cool. I think it's because I have dragons.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone loves dragons. Who doesn't love dragons?
And look
Even
at
so
this one. I
awesome.
mean, this one is insane. Look at this one.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love
I
it.
mean, I mean, oh man.
But hang on,
Okay.
Delport, that looks like epic fantasy there. But you write urban fantasy. So what's the
Mm.
deal?
It's just my dragon was animated because remember he looks like this on the one cover.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love
Um,
him. Okay, I'm just saying, just be careful with the thing that it doesn't look like epic
yes, epic
fantasy, that you're
fantasy.
actually
Good
selling
idea.
urban fantasy, because then you're going to be paying for a lot of clicks that don't convert. The thing is, they're so cool. It's so hard to like,
I
oh,
know, to be objective. I'm so
dragon.
excited. I'm going to do a trailer. And then for you, for Blair Butler, what I
Yeah.
did for my spaso is I popped in, because you know dark bedrooms are all the rage,
Yes.
and I animated some of those. And all it
Oh,
does is
wow.
it does a pan along the bed where it makes the candles flicker. So I think
Mm.
that just note to self, because you have a brand that would
Yes.
be able to use that
Yes.
instantly just as backdrop to text
Okay, thank you very much.
without having to
Well,
like make a trailer
yes.
with a bunch of very busy stuff.
Yes. We didn't talk about the fish scale. Should we talk about it next time?
No, let's talk about the fish scale quickly because it's important, I think, particularly in strategy, because my strategy is to get from amoebas on rats
Hmm.
that feed the fish to, to the giant whale.
Yes.
What's the biggest whale?
Um,
Sperm whale. Well,
is it?
in my spicy brand, I'd
Blue
like to be a
whale. Blue
sperm
whale.
whale. And in my
Yeah.
urban fantasy brand, I'd like to be a blue whale. Okay,
Dragon
thanks.
whale.
Dragon whale. Yes. Okay, you explain the fish scale because you've climbed it very recently.
So for the people who don't know, I think this started in 20 books like 5 or 6 years ago. No, 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 longer.
It
I
was
don't know.
more, yeah, it was years
Yeah.
ago.
And then now when we talk about the fish scale, the newer authors are like, what are they talking about? It's a shorthand to describe where you're earning on the author scale, right? So if you're an amoeba, that is one figure. So if you're making $9 a month, you're an amoeba. $9 or less a month.
Oh,
Okay.
I've been there so many times, too many times to count, friend. 10 years.
And that's
I
the
was
thing
amoeba for a
too.
lot of them.
You think once you evolve from, like, let's say a plankton to a prawn, you think you're always going to be a prawn. He's like, yeah, I made it. I'm a
And you
prawn.
slide back.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got amoeba. Then you've got plankton, which is two figures. So if you're making $99 or less a month, then you are
So
plankton.
10 to $99.
Yes. And then prawn is three figures. So it's $100 to, oh, it's the beginning of the three figures. So it's $100 to 499.
Okay.
Then lobster is $500 to 999.
Okay.
Okay. Then trout is four figures. That's 10,000, sorry, that's 1,000 to almost 10,000 a month. So 1,000 to 1,000 to 990. Help me out, your Delport. It's
1,000 to 9,999.
Yes, thank you. So that's trout. Then rainbow trout is from 5,000 a month to almost 10,000 a month.
Okay.
Then salmon is 10,000 a month.
What is four figures?
Four figures is trout in the first bit and rainbow trout in the next bit.
I think I might be a trout this month.
Yay! That's
I don't,
amazing.
I know, because I normally, friend, if I showed you this graph, you would laugh. Oh, no, you wouldn't laugh because you've been there and we've all been there. You know, when you write and you write and you write and you just earn no money.
I've been there.
Yes. So I'm currently sitting on my estimated royalties just for June, and we still have a good, how many
10
days?
days
10,
left.
11 days. It's
Yeah.
$811.
Yes. Well
I
done,
know.
Delport.
How
Well
cool.
done.
I mean, obviously, I've spent most of the money, but it's okay. The point is, once we've got the revenue, we start to
Yes,
improve the ROI,
exactly.
right? Also,
And
this was a huge learning month.
the fish scale is not about what you take home. It's about the sales and the royalties you make. So
Wow.
if I was
So
like,
I was an amoeba. What's it? A plankton.
yes,
And then prawn.
yes, then lobster.
So I think I've, yeah, no, I think I was,
You've
I
jumped
think I
from
was probably,
lobster. to trout this month. So that's
Yes.
amazing. Well
Have I?
done.
Let me look. No, I think it might even be a bigger jump than that. Let me tell you. Oh, because this is not including Micah's stuff, which I'm assuming is
No, of course you must include that. Of
okay.
course.
So this is not including that.
Okay.
So that
So
means
when
I'm definitely a trout.
you definitely a trout. You've been a trout for a long time because of your Moana Press royalties.
I forget about that. So okay, so we're on our way to being an upper trout. What's the upper
Yes, upper
trout?
trouts. So rainbow trout is 5,000 per month up until 9,999.
But that is my next goal. That
Yes.
is my next goal. I'm
So
trying
when
to
you
see this
unlock
month
5,000 a month, you will be a rainbow trout. As
between
soon as
a
you start
thousand.
making 1,000, you're a trout.
Okay, so I've
So
been a
you've
trout
actually
for a
been a
while, but
trout for a
now
long time. Yeah.
I'm gonna go into rainbow trout soon.
When you were making less than 1,000, you were a lobster.
Okay. Never ever did I think I would be so excited to compare myself to fish.
You're fish, exactly. That's what I love about it.
Ever. But it
And
is very cool. What are you? You
I'm
are
a
like a
dolphin.
how come you get to be a cool thing and I have to be a trout? I mean, at least I'm not a prawn anymore, but
I'm a
dolphin
dolphin,
is
and
so
my
sweet though. I don't know if I'd want to leave a dolphin cage.
yes, you do, Delport. Yes, you
Then
do.
it's the
Because a
sperm whale.
whale is 6 figures a month.
Oh wow. No, but then aren't you a whale?
No, because I make between 50 and 60 a month. So I'm a
Okay.
dolphin. Whales
Okay.
make 100,000 a month.
Woo!
So whales are,
Dollar
yeah,
bills. Do you
dollar
know that in
bills.
South African rands, that's like 2 million rand?
No, I can't even think in rands
Oh, I
anymore.
can think. Oh, I can think. I can imagine.
I can't because then I would never do any Facebook ads because then I would know that I'm spending
Oh,
millions on Facebook ads and I don't want
oh
to.
yes, no, you can't. You saying you can't convert. I thought you were saying you don't even know what you would do if you were earning 100 a month. I was like, oh, I can guess.
Oh,
I
oh
can think of
no.
something.
Oh yeah, I could guess.
Yeah, Prosecco Hills, friend. Here we go.
It's on me. And then there are two
Okay.
things after whale. Are you interested or not?
Yes. I didn't. Oh wow. I wouldn't have thought we would
Okay.
get that far.
No, I know. But okay, so my goal is to be a whale by 2027, right? That's 100K a
Okay.
month. That's over 1 million a year. That's where I'm
Okay.
heading. Okay.
US.
God willing, US. Yeah. Universe willing. Okay, so the next one up from that is kelpie, which is not a real animal, right? So it's that's kind of gives you a clue to,
Oh, okay. We're going into unicorn territory.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, unicorns all over the place. And that's over 250K per month. Per month, okay? And then the last one is kraken, and that's 7 figures a month.
That's the guy from Davy Jones. That's the mythical thing in the sea that kind of
Yeah,
like just eats everything, including its
exactly.
competition, clearly.
Exactly. I think Americans say kraken, kraken,
Yeah, Kraken. I remember
kraken.
from Pirates of the Caribbean.
So
But
there we
I
go.
can't even imagine. I mean, do you know any Krakens?
Probably Michael Underlay is a kraken, I would say.
That's crazy. It must be so cool to be that.
I mean, I'm not
But you
sure,
know
but
what, friend?
I'm
But do you
guessing.
know what? Do you know what? I thought I was cool when I was a lobster.
I know. You know how I
And then
celebrated when I was a rainbow trout? I freaking
rainbow
celebrated.
trout is massive. So I'm still trout. Okay, so we're going for the rainbow. I've got a gay best friend. I deserve a rainbow. So it's Pride Month. So if ever there was a month to start working towards being a rainbow trout, it is
Exactly.
today. I mean, look at this
Exactly.
bookshelf. This screams rainbow trout.
Print out a picture of a rainbow trout and put it up somewhere.
Yes, 100%. No, I'm going to be a rainbow trout. I'm actually excited to be a rainbow trout.
Excellent.
I'll walk
You,
around and
Delport.
look down at all the other trouts.
So rainbow trout is 5,000 a month minimum. Okay. So after you bath or shower or whatever, or if you're at the beach, or if there's somewhere you can write, like write in the steamy mirror or write on the beach or anything like that, every time you have an opportunity to write somewhere like that, you write down what you want to make in a day to get to that number and what you want to make in a month. So like every single night, I write in my steamy glass thing on my shower. I write $3,000 a day because that means 100. It means $100,000 a month, which is
Okay.
1 million a year, which is my 2027 goal. So every single night, I'm seeing those numbers. I'm getting comfortable with those numbers. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. This means this means this.
So it's coming up as a horrible, it's one double triple six 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 six. I'm not a fan of that number. So
So say 17, 17.
$1,700 a day. Let's call it an average of 30 days. Is 51,000. That's a comfortable rainbow
Yeah.
trout.
Yeah. So 1 7, that's a beautiful number.
It's so lovely because it's got a seven in it.
Yeah, exactly. So 1 7, then you write 50,000 per month, and then you write, what is that a year? Five
That's
times, it'll be
51.
60,
Six
600,000.
612. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I mean there
600.
and thereabouts. So we're going
Yeah,
1, 7, 50, 600.
correct, correct. And you
And
just
you
keep
must remember for
doing
me,
this.
the only upside, the only upside of being in South Africa in this industry is that when those dollars come in, they are worth
Yes,
20 to
yes,
me of what
yes,
they're worth to anyone else.
yes. I
And it
used to
really
love
does
that.
apply. Do you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
earn in dollars and you are making nice
exactly,
dosh. So if I
exactly.
had to convert to rands, I'm probably like a sperm whale. I'm gonna just keep saying sperm whale because it's fun. I feel bad that strategy session wasn't great. Like, but I suppose you're so in the trenches now. Your strategy is kind of just like you say, pivot as opposed to completely
Yes.
come up with.
Yes, and I
Um,
love strategy, and I do it much more often now than I used to because the business is bigger, but also because things are changing so quickly. Like 11 Reader was not on the strategy a few months ago, and now it's
yeah,
quite a big part of the strategy
yeah.
because I need that
Need to get on there.
non-pay-per-view income.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
I think that's. I'm pretty sure
That's
you have
it.
some reading to do.
Oh yes.
So,
I'm gonna finish this weekend because
oh yay!
I don't want to
Yeah,
still
I'd
be
like
reading
to hear.
in London.
I'd like to hear your take on it when it's
Final.
done. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
very intrigued to see Teresa's. And then, yeah, I mean, one way or another, I want to get it out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Speaking of, back to writing, and I have about a billion episodes to edit.
Oh, shame. Oh, yeah, I mean, four. That's hectic.
No, no,
At least
it's
you don't
fine.
have to
I
do them
think
all today.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we did do four.
Yeah.
We're amazing, you and
We
I,
are amazing.
honestly. I also monetized my Substack.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I managed to figure out how to do that. I
Excellent.
figure, oh, you know what? Like you say, someone buys your coffee, it's so nice.
So nice. And
Like, it's just
I
so,
think I'm always surprised at how nice people are, honestly. Like when
oh,
someone signs up as a paid subscriber for me on Substack, I'm like, there's nothing in it for them. They know there's nothing in it for them. It's just them saying, I just want
yes.
to support you. It's amazing.
I did put that on mine. It said, what do free subscribers get? And I said everything. And then it said, what do paid subscribers get? And it said, nothing. My content is free. There is no gatekeeping here because obviously it's different to what, And I
Yes,
said, but yeah, if you would like
exactly.
to be a patron, I mean, it is just really nice and it is really
Yeah.
helpful. And I think there are people out there who do like to support, who can afford to. It all comes
Yeah.
down to affordability. I couldn't believe how much I was spending on mail alert.
Oh gosh,
I
yeah.
was
I
spending like
stopped that a long
$20
time
a
ago.
month.
Yeah. No, I
I was
cut
like,
out paid mailing services a long time ago. I'm like, there's no ways I'm paying this. It's ridiculous.
no, not anymore. The
No.
efficacy's dropped. It did maybe back then, but not anymore. Substack is the perfect alternative and it's free. And in fact, the money goes the other way because,
Exactly.
yeah, I remember someone always said money should always flow to the author. Uh,
Nareen.
it is Noreen. Yes, she's
Mm.
always said that. Money should always flow to the author. And I'm 100% on board with that. Hey, Brent.
Okay.
I
Happy
think we've
Friday.
peaked. I think we've peaked. It is time. It is the afternoon. It is definitely time to just go and.
Why did you do this?
I
It
think
never works
that's
for me.
just hold your hand still. Oh, it just gets better. It's Italy.
Dolce. Dolce
That's
something.
me. Brian, we'll have a beautiful weekend.
You too. Thank
Enjoy
you.
London, and we will see you when you get back.
Yes. Yay.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Is it the mayor of Italy? No, it's Czech 6060.
When are we?